As sent to YouTube, I don't own a phone nor have a phone number. I have internet without a phone number, nor have own a mobile phone. Such devices cause me great anxiety. From just being around them, and I cannot use them as stress can make me mute. I'm not going to explain and justify the psychology. That's between me and my doctor. You do not need to know that. Just that there is a disability here, so I don't own a phone. Can you tell me what options you offer to offer equal access to your services for people you do not have a phone due to mental disability reasons? I can't help the way I was born, so I hope you can help me. If needed, I can get an official doctor's note explaining this, but this is extra effort on my part, quite a lot actually, as I'm housebound and have to arrange transport. Also, options such as photographic ID will not be an option as I'm exempt. Letter already in my possession from my doctor, explaining my issues and position of exemption on disability grounds. Yet again, you do not need to know why, that is between me and my doctor. I face many issues because of my physical and mental status. This will be a novel problem for you, but imagine, I face this every day in a world that assumes people like me do not exist, yet such people pretend to be inclusive and understanding. We know YouTube would not be like that, right? I hope YouTube as a leader of inclusivity and understanding can offer me options that would allow me to grow my channel if I wish, even maybe turn it into a new form of income as life changes. Health and mental state have prohibited me for carrying out the work I used to. None of my disabilities are self-inflicted and I have done all I can to overcome them, but I feel every day is a fight for equal access in the modern world, for a world that claims to care. It seems to not know I exist. Please do not assume I can't get a phone for such things like this. As I have explained, having one in my possession troubles me, and it's an extra cost for something I do not use. Example, I once had a phone for verifications, for two-factor. I used pay-as-you-go. By the time I used it a second time, my number was no longer valid and had been redistributed. I should not be one to solve this issue. I would hope companies would offer the disabled equal access. Owning a phone just shift the problem from your end to my end even more. As the phone comes with its own issues that I would struggle to overcome, and would have to have this same sort of conversation with the phone company. Do not assume I can have someone else do it for me. Although this is an option and I use this in my life, it would be a shame if YouTube forced me to become reliant on a third party, who is not always available, in order to access an equal level of service. I'm also not required to use a third party, as the Disabled Rights Act states, equal level and access of service to me. The individual, not me and my helper. Also, do not assume you have third-party solutions to my problems, such as a text-only phone service at home. I have lived this for many years. And I get very frustrated when people think they have a solution I may have overlooked, just because they had an idea when faced with a new and interesting subject. They have a knee-jerk idea and without all the information, of which they are not entitled to. It's private and personal, while they think they can fix all my problems with a click of their fingers. But we know why they do this. Sometimes it's good intentions, on an individual level, but I have found that companies do this to avoid actual effort. I know my rights, and yes, this is a video to prove I have informed the parties of my disabilities, in order to give me a legal standing. I worry about doing this in case such companies reduce my visibility, and make me not exist even more, because, well, I'm hard work. I would also hope YouTube could offer ways to secure my account without the need of a phone. Maybe by linking my Twitter account. Note on that later. Already had this fight with them to get equal access. After they understood they were accepting. But I should have not had to make a legal declaration before they listened. Just show they were being fake about caring. Maybe link Discord IDs, it's popular. Coupled with a social media platform of our choice, even the one YouTube may not like. And maybe if the account holder has a website they own. That would be 3 platform a user could use if their account was compromised. In order to send a message, if they do not have access to a phone, or the option, as a last resort, a next of kin contact system. Someone the user has selected as a trusted person, to be a third party should the worst happen. Two-factor using phone is not an option. You would think by computer could work, but when I went to do this, the service was linked into phone usage. So not an option. Let's include everyone in YouTube, yeah. I'm not trying to be rude or aggrieve here. I have autism, I don't know how to talk all pretty. Thanks in advance. Someone needs to speak out. And you would think that such people would get coverage. Nah. No one really cares when it comes down to a complicated issue. Too much work for very little virtue. I have had to overcome my speech and other language issues, that's why I use a computer voice, learn to edit, learn my legal standing, find disabled rights solicitors, all so I can get this one message out to the people that say they care, all that effort, and they will probably still make me fight for my rights. They may even use what I have exposed as a method to close me down, draw on my mental and communication issues, anything to make me go away. Hope that I give up and shut up. I say this because it's common practice. I have lived this, you have not. We will see where this story goes. I have faced lack of understanding from online services and even government official bodies, even had letters of culpability with compensation attached. Wow. That day grinded my gears. They offered me compensation. Out of the taxpayer's pocket for their mistake. I can't be bought, I have morals. I did not take it, I did not accept their apologies, they had broken the law. I'm keeping that letter of admittance just in case it happens again, and this is my own government. I don't want the taxpayers' money, I want the people that did it to learn and not do it again, and with that letter in hand, if it happens again, I can take action against the individual and not the office. This is the power of the Discrimination Act in the UK. Worth learning. Wonder why I'm grumpy? Would you not be? So the Twitter issue, I had made an account years before I really started using it. Before phones were needed. So when I joined up again, well, every time I got into an argument, a post would be unfairly reported and I would have to fight for my account. When I exposed the issues I was having, some people, who also pretend they are on the side of equality, they used this information to close me down. Thinking I would not get my account back, because I had no phone. Sick. All about control for them. Yes. People that pretend on Twitter to care about rights and equality, but will weaponize people's disadvantages at the drop of a hat. Nah, they only care about what they can profit from, so few organizations care about any issue that's not trendy at the time. Anyhow, nearly thought, what's the point, it's a Twitter account. Not worth the fight, but I soon realized it was a good opportunity to practice my legal skills and support anyone else in the same position. Lot of fakeness out there. From individuals and companies. It's a shame. And I'm putting myself at risk again. Just by making this video, but what can I do? Hide? That's how companies overlook people like myself. Let's have some logic, put aside all the legal stuff and ask, if a company will not do what I have asked, do they believe people like me, or with similar issues, do not exist, or do they not care enough? As far as I can see, they are the two options. And I should not need to go to these lengths. YouTube and Black Desert, aka Black Desert Online, of Pearl Abyss, I have addressed you both. I have informed you of my disabilities, staff, at these companies. If it's not your job to handle this stuff, e.g. legal issues, do not assume to understand. Hand it to persons who are paid to.